Hey, what's up guys? So cool little video here today. I'm over here at Murray Park Golf Course. I believe it's called the Parkway. It's a pretty sweet little spot. So I'm over at the driving range doing a video that I've been wanting to do for a little while, which is a hybrid video. So I have shown you guys before that I am a really big fan of Cobra. They've just done really well, and I've hit them really well in the past, and since having them I've been doing really good. I have this one which I found the club head cover recently. I don't know if it's the exact right one for this club, but I just love the way it looked, and I got it for $1. So but this one, Cobra Baffler T-Rail, it is a 28 degree, so it's a 6, and this club has been with me for quite some time, and I've had some amazing shots, played some amazing tournaments, amazing rounds. This is probably the oldest club in my bag, and so far I have yet to find anything that meets 28 degrees roughly, 6 hybrid area that I want to replace this with. Even some of the newer ones, they do feel nice, but like I just have a connection with this club that it's like it's gonna take a while before it comes out of the bag. So probably not gonna do really much of a review on that because I'm not really competing to try and keep that out of there. Then recently I found this, which you guys have seen the video for. It's my Cobra King SZ, and man, again, super excited I found it, and I have played with it recently, and oh my god, it is as amazing as I remember. Now, most recently, you guys probably remember that I got this sweet thing, PXG, my first PXG club, and it is a 22 degree, and I haven't hit it yet, so today's gonna be first impression, but I also want to see whether or not it's gonna take out the Cobra. So, I'm very excited about that. So we're gonna see how it feels and give you first impressions on that, and then see whether or not I want to continue to work and see if I want to replace the Cobra, maybe run a PXG or not. And then lastly today, it was just a super good deal, which you guys have seen this club before in one of my treasure hunting videos, excuse me there, and that is the Titleist 915 hybrid. So it's a 3 hybrid. I cleaned it up, so it's still a little bit beat up. It's an older club, but I mean, I just like this little groove in there. That looks pretty sweet. The face is a little bit beat up, but the grooves are still in nice condition. And overall, it's a 21 degrees, so it'd be definitely directly competing with the PXG. And I have to check on the Cobra here to see what I like about that. So let's go ahead and get to it. I think that I'm actually going to start off hitting the Cobra, and then we'll go from there. So what I'm planning on doing is hitting a couple off the ground, and then I'll hit a couple off the tee, and then I'll give you a first impression. So I'm probably going to do the Titleist before the PXG so I can have the most swing, I guess, with it, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so just going over the Cobra, it has a really nice feel. Like, it's funny because like I don't really like that really pingy sound, like really loud, like tinging, it comes from like putters. Like I like hate that when I'm putting. I like a nice soft feel, but when it comes to these, just the way that this Cobra feels when you hit it, I freaking love it. So that club has been doing me really good. I've played 2 rounds with it so far, and every time I've had to pull it out, which maybe on the par or 9 hole has maybe been a handful of times, maybe less than 5 times, but every time it's just been so good, super buttery. So all right, now first impressions for the Titleist. Let's go. right in the center of the face. What am I doing? I feel like I need to hit a few more. I definitely felt a lot better. Well, we're just gonna ignore like half those shots. That was embarrassing. It's like one of the first times I've really recorded myself doing a full swing though. Well, I had some bad shots, obviously. I had some good shots in there. Okay, so a couple things. One, I'm a huge person at looks. We've already gone over this in other videos, and I know that probably other people are, and some people also don't give two craps about their looks when it comes down to like brand and, you know, are they going to be loyal to a certain brand? So like there are people that I know that only play Titleist. Totally fine. They're not sponsored or anything, they just don't like anything else. So this being a Titleist, they probably like it even if it didn't look super good. So at first glance, at a dress, this gray shaft, it doesn't really feel like anything special. And then the top of the club head is just this black, glossy black. It's all right. So at a dress, I just really did not love it. And then following that,
Avery on deck, Coos in the hole, number 1.
All right, and then at a dress, like I said, I didn't absolutely love it. Like when you compare like that to Cobra, like that at a dress, that looks fire. Like I look over this club and I'm like, man, that club just looks sick. I'm just like happy to have it in my hand. Like especially because I don't pull, it's not like I'm pulling it out for every shot. So like I look at that and I'm like, man, that looks so good. I love it. And then, you know, like I said, I'm already kind of biased towards them, but setting aside the biases, I was looking at this and I was like, okay, so first impressions, don't love it at a dress. Doesn't really make, you know, doesn't make for a good club to be in my bag when I'm not happy about it at a dress. The good hits that I had, they were nice. Didn't sound as clean, like that ting that the Cobra has. Like when I hit this, it does not feel as good. Other than that, the mishits were really missed. But it wasn't the worst. You know, I definitely say maybe doing some more practice with it would be nice. But, you know, again, this is kind of a first impressions for this club. All right, now on to the PXG. my God. Oh my God. Worth the money? I mean, off 3 shots, no mishits. The address over that is killer. That felt so good. This is going in the bag for sure. Whether or not I'm gonna like replace this, I mean, I need to figure out whether the yardage difference is different. But holy crap, that felt so good. Like literally the address for the ball, fire, hitting it, amazing. The sounds great, feel amazing. Wow, definitely worth the money. And I'm super excited to have it in the bag, and I got it for a steal of a deal. Wow, I'm still like super excited about it. Oh man, I think I need to go hit some more. All right, thanks for checking in, guys, and we'll go from there. Woo! What a day! What a day! Yeah, no, it was a good day. I finally had some time where I felt like going to the driving range rather than going to play, which is kind of hard for me to want to delineate that time. Like personally, I'm not a big driving range person, and like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but like I feel like when I'm on the driving range, and this has just been consistently since I was playing years ago, and then even since I got back into it, I just don't like the driving range because I just feel like I overthink everything, like way too much, because like I'm really not focusing, I feel like, on playing. Like I can give myself boundaries, like, oh, pretend there's like a fairway between that pole and that pole, or between that yardage marker and that thing, you know, just to kind of make me have a little bit more of like, okay, walk up to the ball, how are you going to address it and stuff like that. And that does help, but like at the end of the day, like I'm just going to sit there and probably hit, you know, the same shot with the same clubs, like the irons, the hybrids, you know, drivers and stuff like that. And I just feel like I start overthinking my shots and overthinking the swing, and then it just creates just like, I feel like I sometimes create an entirely different swing, and then I go out to the course, and I would rather just play the course, like courses. Doesn't matter if I play a brand new one. I'd rather just go play and just consistently play rather than consistently go to the driving range. Especially because I can find places that are fairly cheap to go play. So it's like, yeah, could I go buy a full bucket of balls for $6 at some places? Maybe cheaper, maybe more, depending where you go. Yeah, but I could also go play 9 holes at Mulligan's, or on Golf the Round, which are 2 of these like really nice cheap golf courses around me that have par 3s, 4s, and 5s on them, and it's just a 9-hole, but it's like a really cheap 9-hole, and I could go play that, and that would give me, you know, ideas on how to, you know, address the yardages. And if I really wanted to work on different clubs rather than on the clubs where I would be like, okay, I'm gonna hit a 3-wood off of here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit, you know, a hybrid or something. So sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent there, but you know, just kind of wanted to address that because I was thinking about it today, like why I haven't had a chance to go out and do a driving range day to go over the hybrids, like my first impressions and my overall reviews. And it's just because I'm not a driving range person. I'd rather spend my time elsewhere. So that being said, wow, the PXG was phenomenal, and I actually want to add more PXG clubs to my bag. So I'm really looking forward to trying to find some more. Obviously, as you guys know, I like to do some hunting for good deals. And so I'm probably going to continue to hunt a little bit harder for PXG stuff. Granted, it is already very limited. Like when I'm looking at all these places, I'm at least consistently finding like Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, you know, Mizuno on occasion. But like PXG, I mean, even in like Facebook Marketplace and all those other places, it is pretty hard to come by. But I definitely will be keeping my eye out because, wow, that club felt so good. From the grip to the shaft to the address of the ball, the swing, everything about that felt so good. So at the moment, is PXG hype? There's probably some hype behind it for sure, just like Scotty Cameron does. But very similar to the Scotty Cameron, does the price meet the value? Now, as you guys have probably seen in my other videos when I do Scotty Cameron putter reviews, it phenomenal. You know, they use a different type of metal in the way that they mill everything. I think that makes a big difference. I think that whatever PXG is using, whether that be the metal and the technology that they're using, is creating a really good club. And now at the moment, I haven't bought anything new because I don't really like to buy new, and on top of that, PXG is like really expensive stuff. So at the moment, it's hard for me to say like, oh yeah, I definitely want to go out and buy a brand new set of PXGs. No, because like I hit the club pretty good enough to not need brand new PXGs. But you know, maybe down the road, if we get a little bit bigger and the channel gets to a point where maybe I can afford stuff like that, to be able to go out and actually test them and give you, you know, a first-hand review on it. I think at the moment, if you can find secondhand PXGs, 100% go for it. You know, within reason. If it's totally trash, then don't do that. Like I found clubs that were super cheap, and I was like, what the heck? And then I go see them, and then like the grooves are bad and the irons are just crap, and I was like, yeah, that's not even worth it for someone of like my playing ability. It was just, I was above and beyond that. So it's like I was just getting in maybe. But yeah, if you can find a used PXG of any club, I would definitely recommend that if it's within budget to grab it. That being said, the Titleist hybrid that I had, didn't really feel it too much. I was kind of surprised. I used to hit a lot of stiff flex stuff, and that was a stiff flexed hybrid, so I was actually really excited to hit it, and it just didn't really do it much for me. The biggest thing, and it's gonna be a huge factor for me personally, is addressing the ball. It was the ugliest of all of the hybrids. You know, it was just a basic black gloss with this gray shaft. There was just nothing exciting about it. Like, to me, if you were to just hand that club to me without me even seeing the bottom of the club, I wouldn't have thought that that was a name brand Titleist club. To me, I would have thought that was like maybe like a Tour Edge or, you know, Max Fly or something like that. So that right off the bat made it so like I was like, man, I lost my luster to want to hit it really good. But, you know, maybe I'll go out and hit it some more and see if maybe something changes that. But at the moment, I think that I'll be passing on the Titleist to find some other clubs, maybe some more PXGs. And then the Cobra, which we already know that I was already going to love because I'm just a Cobra fanboy, and I'm super excited that I found that club, hit like money. So the PXG and the Cobra, I 100% are going to stay in the club, or stay in the bag. I think right now I'm at my max with that staying in there. And not having a driver. So for those of you that I don't know, I don't have a driver. So I'll have to figure out once I get back into a more comfortable space in my swing. I've taken the driver out a couple times, and I cannot hit consistently. So I'll have to rearrange that. But for the time being, the PXG and the Cobra, butter, dude. Those, I'm like literally beyond happy with how those went. So all that being said, Cobra clubs, love, never really had an issue with them. I don't think I've ever hit a bad Cobra. I've definitely hit my bad share of Titleist clubs because I've hit quite a few of those. Not that it's a bad club, it's just I don't think that I'll be continuing to try and like pursue like filling my personal bag with Titleist hybrids, at least. Maybe some newer stuff. And then the PXG, dude, I am super excited that I found that. So all that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and sorry for a little bit more length this time, but just a little bit more to go over. So I appreciate your time and checking in again.